night. So there was just a few things that we just wanted to review in regards to your seniors and their final days at Dorsey because I am on countdown and we are have 27 days left of this school year and we are so excited to celebrate with your students. So let me just share my screen. I know last time we met, we reviewed. Here, let me go here. 1 second. We reviewed the senior checklist, and there were just a few requirements that students need to fulfill to make sure they were eligible to participate in senior activities and make sure they are participate to walk the stage. And so, as the PSA, my main task at the school is helping our students to make sure they're attending their classes every day and on time. So I've been trying to work with seniors, especially to remind them of their senior checklist that discusses that they should not have no more than 13 full day absences this school year. So before I move on to that, I just want to say there are some students that have had extenuating circumstances that have come and meet with me, and we've kind of set up a plan with them because they're going to be over that 13 absences. And so we understand the reason for these extra absences, and so I've made a plan and they've signed a contract, and those are the students that working with to get to school every day on time. And we're working to make sure these students are eligible to attend their senior activities, which includes walking the stage. Because I know sometimes parents, they might mix up graduating and walking the stage. So those are two separate things. Walking the stage is a senior activity, and that's literally just walking across the stage and able to participate in the ceremony. Once you graduate, that is assuring that you've met all of the criteria and the students have passed all of the LAUSD classes, and they're able to receive their high school diploma from Dorsey High School. So with that, so again, if you know your student has more than 13 absences and they have not brought home a contract for you to sign, then you can always come in. You can always see me, of course, sooner than later regarding this. I've had... I know for sure we've met with the seniors at least 4 times. We did a senior meeting before spring break, just with those who had 13 or more absences to discuss with them the things that they needed to do. Also including with those absences, there were a few other things that needed to be cleared as far as they're going to get a senior clearance form, and that'll be due to the dean's office on June 9th. We had students who had to... we have FAFSA going on. And I know Mr. Robles and the counseling team have been working hard to get these FAFSAs in. So I know a lot of students have completed their portion. So parents, if you have a portion to complete, please make sure you go into the system and complete that portion of the FAFSA. If you need any assistance with that, please stop by the school. I know Mr. Robles is testing right now in the morning, but in the afternoons, I know he's been helping other parents to complete their FAFSA. We do understand that it is a lot of information, and some parents are a little leery about giving the information, but it is a government portal. So we're asking that you please complete the FAFSA, seeing that is a part of your students' requirements in order to be eligible to participate in the senior activities. We know there were other LAUSD graduation requirements. So that's coming up May 16th. And that might have been when grades are going to be turned in, or that might have been LAUSD sometimes sends us surveys or different things like that. So that's going to be needed for them. But we're going to update your student and make sure they are aware that they need to complete that. We also have the conversation of detention hours. So they're working with the dean's office to clear those hours. So they can, I know for sure, go to the dean's office during nutrition and lunchtime to work with D&G staff. I've had some other students come work in the office to file papers for us. Some have even worked. Just recently, we had a nacho event, and some of them worked the nacho event to kind of get some of those detention hours down. So, remind your student, check your detention hours. If they need to get an update, to talk to Miss Smalls, talk to Mr. Dobson, talk to Miss White, because they need to complete those before the graduation ceremony. We have the senior exit survey, which LAUSD will give to us. I think they've already started working on that in the college center. So have your student make sure to stop by there and check on that. If they're in any credit recovery classes, for instance, if your student is enrolled on their in their schedule, it says college and career center, they might be in an edgenuity class, which means they previously maybe did not pass the class and they need to make it up. Those are about to expire. We need your students to complete the class. It is at their pace, but it needs to be done by May 6th, which is on here. We don't want them to wait to the last minute and there's some type of glitch or something happens and they end up not graduating, which is not receiving a diploma because of not completing a class. They will have to go to summer school and they will not be able to participate in the ceremony and they will not get their diploma until all of those things are done. I think all the seniors were pretty much done with iReady, so we should need to talk about that. We will have a day where students will come and pick up their diploma, return their textbook, return their technology. So I know that that'll be coming out soon, where they can run the report to see what books and technology your students need to turn in. I know what graduation, Ms. Briscoe, is January 9th, correct? At 9 a.m.? So I think that day will be January 10th, where they'll be
June.
Oh, June, not January.
The other J.
The other J, yes, okay. So June 9th, so I see here that everything needs to be turned in by June 6th. And then I know they'll come back on the day after graduation, June 10th, to pick up their diplomas and whatever housekeeping they need to do to complete the process. So those are just a few reminders. If anyone wants to reach out to me, I will put my number in the chat. You can always, it's my Google number, you can always call. Sometimes the calls don't always come through, but text messages always work. And I try to respond to them within 24 to 48 hours. So that's all I had tonight, Ms. Briscoe. Is there anything else you feel like I failed to mention?
No, but I'd like to open it up in case they do have questions for you specifically about the contract or clearing their
absences
in order to participate in senior activities, as well as the ceremony, the commencement ceremony. There was a question from 1-2. Would you be able to let me know or check to see if my son is good with his stuff? And I'm sure a lot of parents are thinking that because they don't want to send that big money now if they're not clear. I know you have access for them to be clear in terms of attendance, but we don't have anyone here to confirm for their detentions. So I would have to say, and she'll see Ms. Wallace did give you her Google number there, and you could just send her a message there and then she can look up your student. But in terms of like if they're clear for their detentions, they're in Schoology as well. There's a QR code that you're able to click on and then you can see where they are with that. So you can, as parents, I hope that all of you have made yourself able to go on Schoology and see. But if not, log into your students and there's a senior page. I do apologize that we weren't able due to some other activities today, have someone here to translate in Spanish. But if you're not understanding and you need a one-on-one call, we can schedule that. You can give me your name and number, and I can have someone call you and go over all of this, because it is being recorded as well.
And I know they asked the question, how long before we know if they can walk? So that'll be towards the ending of May, because we got to get the grades in. We got to make sure they complete their survey, make sure their attendance is good. So it wouldn't be till the end of May.
So let me just say something that's very important, because that is just an excellent question. If you didn't know already, tomorrow night is parent conference night. The grades are due Friday for 15 weeks. And I don't mean this to sound Debbie Downer, but if you have a senior right now that is failing a class needed, a core class, or even an elective that's needed to complete the requirements to graduate, if they get a fail on the 15-week, they're kind of already saying they're not eligible to get their diploma. It's very hard to come back after this 15-week and pass the class, because there's not really 5 weeks left. It's really like 3 weeks left. And the teachers are not going to take work that they've been given since January and try to correct all that work. It's just very hard. So you really want to know tomorrow, if you can come to the 5 to 7 parent conference night here, check their Schoology. It would really be helpful for you as parent guardians to do that right now, because that means you need to put them to work over this weekend. Like, this is it. You don't move from finishing whatever you need to do. And again, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I know even myself, I'm limited to correcting all this work, because it's all these senior activities. There's all the AP testing next week. And so it's really like the seniors don't have that much left. They don't have that much time left to come back from being in government, and they have 25%. So please. And the way that they'll know they won't make it, because not only the 15-week is going to be a real indicator, but you are still welcome to send a message, email or Schoology message to their counselor. You can check there as well. If you're not getting a response in the email that you needed and checking on them for graduation, you can also send it to Mr. Pena, who is our assistant principal over counselors. I just say be as aggressive as you need to as a parent guardian to check now. There's some students, honestly, that right now have, like Ms. Wallace can probably tell you, maybe 7 classes they're still behind in, and we put them in credit recovery, and we put them in summer school, and there's no way they're going to make it up. So we know already. We hope that you as a parent guardian know that already, but sometimes the phone numbers we have aren't any good. The students have just transferred to us from another school. So I hope that answers the question, because several parent or attendees right now seem to be very concerned, and I'm glad you are.
And I was going to say also, they can check their Schoology. Those grades in Schoology are in real time. And so just to let you know, a lot of times the students like to say, well, I turned in my work. It hasn't been graded yet. We're waiting on grades. It was like, well, that means you didn't turn it in on time. They shouldn't be waiting to grade work. So you can check Schoology, email the teachers, come by the school. Mr. Robles is really open. Him and I have kind of been tag teaming, kind of meeting with families, because just with some of the students that they need that extra push, because they're kind of fizzing out. And so we've been trying to just encourage them. It's only a few more days left. So we invite you to the campus. Tomorrow will be an excellent day to talk to their teachers individually and see what your child needs. You don't have to stay the whole time from 5 to 7, But, stop by, especially like we were talking about the economics class, the government class, the English class. They will not graduate unless they pass those classes.
Right. And if your student has been on task since the 9th grade, those are the real only 2 classes that most of them need to be able to culminate, actually get a diploma. And walking the stage includes those classes, but it includes the detention and it includes the attendance. So those are important. We do have some students who are on task in terms of passing all the classes they need. However, they have not cleared up detentions and attendance, and that's a behavior issue. And so, the culmination is not mandatory. It is a wonderful celebration, and we would love for everyone to participate, but they do need to take care of business. And back to the clearance, just to clarify, Ms. Wallace was talking about the technology and the library books, and even if they were in an extracurricular activity like sports and they have to turn in gear, there's a clearance sheet. So graduation's on a Monday. And so the Thursday, Friday prior, it may even start a little bit on that Wednesday prior, because senior grades are already, for the most part, turned in. There's a clearance sheet where they have to get signed off by their counselor, by the librarian, by the technology rep, and so forth, so that you'll know, okay, they lost these books, they didn't pay for these books, or whatever the case may be. You'll have a little bit of time to know, but they can check now. They're welcome to check now. Are they in arrears? You're welcome to check now. We don't keep you from coming to campus, that's for sure, to find out. And I know most of you have to work, but the sooner you know if there's a challenge, I'm sure the sooner you can take care of things. And so again, they will get a few days before graduation this clearance sheet, and it gives them 1 day to get it signed off, but at least you can know it's not like, oh, it's Friday and for graduation Monday. It is a couple of days early. Tomorrow is from 5 to 7 for the parent conference. Any more questions about that? Because I know that is, like I said, why I had Ms. Wallace to speak first. This is so uber important. All the fun stuff is just that, but getting to that culmination and being able to walk and participate in the ceremony, we all know is even more of the focus. Well, thank you, Ms. Wallace. If you have to go, we understand, and I'm going to go on to the next thing until any more of my partners come on. I don't think I have any other on, but on behalf of the deans, they did want me to reiterate that, the detention hours were given because of violations of any sorts. If it might have been in their tardiness, if that hadn't been cleared up, or walking around campus, ditching. Unfortunately, there's other vices, gambling and drugs and things we know that happen, things of that nature, fighting. So sorry, but we can't just bend from that, because if we start bending from that now, all in the future will be the same with no consequences. So it is uber important that the students do clear up these detentions, but we have made ways for them the entire time, and especially even now, on how they can clear their detentions. There's not only things with the deans, but several teachers offer. Even in my own here, students will come into the cafe, they'll do a little campus cleanup, they'll come and help. Like today, some came to help put up all the dresses that are being given away. They help to hang the dresses, whatever they can do to earn some hours off of detention. There's a lot of things. There's also an essay they can write. And so it's just important. Please check that on Schoology, that QR code, if your students have detention hours that need to be taken care of. The other thing is the senior portfolios that are due. We've been talking about this since August and September, and we mention it every time that senior portfolios are due. And we've offered several support systems in getting them done. A lot of the seniors just ignore the senior portfolios, but they do need to have them for graduation. If you're not familiar with what that is, please look on their Schoology, senior Schoology page. The outline for what's due in the portfolio is there. There's plenty of assistants on campus, myself included, that can help them to do the portfolios. And there's community service hours, and there's some still trying to finish out their community service hours. There's plenty of opportunities for that as well. Any questions about senior portfolio or detention? Okay, so I'm going to move on, and I'm going to move on to the fun stuff. So, so with the fun stuff, the packages that are available for senior activities, which we've had posted on the web, on the Instagram, on the senior Schoology page. Everything that we're talking about is always posted on senior Schoology page. The portfolios, I believe, are due in about 2 weeks. I don't have it right in front of me to see, and I can't come out the Zoom meeting and go to Schoology, but it's on the Schoology senior Schoology page. We put everything on the senior Schoology page. It's always being updated. So, and the list of what's needed for the portfolios are there as well. So please look at the senior Schoology page. In addition, anytime anything's due, it's on there as well. So coming this Monday, May 5th, is the last day to buy the packages and to buy the things a la carte, because it's at the end now and we can't order anything later or pay for things later. You know, paying for prom and having the favors and the t-shirts and the sweatshirts and all of that. So the last day for purchasing a la carte or packages is this coming Monday, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. The packages are also on our Instagram and our senior Schoology page. The students who are going to prom, let me focus on prom because I know that's a big deal for a lot. There is a prom contract, and that is because in order for them to participate in prom, they have to adhere to the rules, as well as be clear from the dean's office before they receive their ticket. They will be receiving tickets the week of prom. We don't want to give them too early and they lose them, but they will be available for them to pick up the week of prom. Prom is on Saturday the 17th. That Monday, they will be available for pickup. And they have to have turned in the contract, the prom contract that clears them from the dean's office, and that says that they are eligible to participate, as well as saying they adhere to the rules. Same thing if they're having a guest. They should have already gone. We've been announcing it to them. But they should have gone to the dean's office and picked up the guest contract. They've been there since the week before spring break. Yes, there's a question. Lola?
Yeah, hi. Unfortunately, I just found out about that today in passing. So my son's autistic. And on the paperwork, I started filling out the paperwork. Like I said, I just found it today, so I picked it up today. But my concern is that his date meets the age requirement. She's not over 20. And it explains that on the first page, but on the second page, it says something about the student has to be, or the guest has to be in high school.
No,
like
they,
I said, hmm?
no, they don't have to be in high school. It said they have to be in high school.
The second part, I was a bit confused about that because on the second page, it says it has information to fill out for a high school student, and then some more information to fill out for a non-high school student guest. But then underneath that, it goes to say that the person has to be in high school. So it got confusing.
I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me. It shouldn't say that, but if the student is in high school, they do need to get their high school to sign off on
They
them.
are out of high school. They are out of high school.
Out of high school, then they just need to, attach their ID and sign the contract.
Okay. My other question is this, because I just found this out today, and I know the deadline for the package and everything is Monday. How soon will I be able to find out? Because it's non-refundable.
Right. How soon we'll be able to find out about? I'm sorry.
Whether his guest will be able to go. Or I guess maybe
the guest is out of high school, right?
Yes.
Right. So they just need to sign it and get that contract turned in when they're purchasing the ticket.
Okay, because I know there's a part where it has to be approved. So would that be the same thing as my student needs to be approved along with the guest? I mean, I just want to know: are there any?
Your student is clear, and that one is out of high school and just signs and provides the ID. There's not going to be an issue.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ms. Briscoe, I know Coach Dobson was working on signing off some of those approvals today, and it was like the parent brought it on Monday. So that's it. And the person that was attending the prom was not in high school.
Right. It's really quick. It's really quick.
Yeah, a couple of days that they'll have it ready for you, Miss Lola.
And even if it's on Monday, they'll get it done on Monday. You can make that purchase on Monday.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're talking about the deadline again on Monday. Okay, let's see. We have another hand up, Sylvia.
Hi, yes. I just wanted to know if my kid decided he wanted to go to prom this week, but however, I'm going to pay for it tomorrow when I come up with the school. Will he still be? I missed the deadline to find it. Or no?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. What about on Monday?
I said, he just decided he wanted to go literally just last week. Did I miss the deadline to sign the papers for prom?
Oh, no, you didn't miss the deadline. They can still sign the papers for prom.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, good. Sorry, at first I couldn't hear you. Let's see. Okay, I don't think there was anyone else. Detention do need to be cleared for them to go to prom. It has to be signed off by the dean's office. That contract that they have to turn in for prom is includes that as well. So we've been saying that since our first meeting in September with the students as well as the parent guardians, that you will have to be cleared and have to be signed off by the dean's office in order to get your ticket. So that is important. And a lot of people are asking, where is the prom? It's also on the Schoology page. It's at Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills. Prom starts at 7. We would like the students to be there as close on time as possible. But, in order to really enjoy all of the time and the activities that happen, I would say 7:30 should be the ultimate late. And since it's on a Saturday and not a Friday like it used to be, we were hoping that everyone will be able to, not be so pressed for time and trying to maybe get ready and have the prom send off and get there. We're hoping that on a Saturday makes things a lot easier. So Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills is just around the corner from Cedar Sinai on North Clark Drive. I did just type it in the chat. It starts at 7 and then it ends at 11:59. Any more questions about prom? I see hands up, but if it's not about prom and it's about graduation, let's wait until we get to the part of graduation. Once again, all the contracts and the clearances are all in the dean's office. And there's always someone there for the most part. And we also have some contracts in Miss Nichols' room, my room, and the parent center. So tomorrow you can pick up the contract. If you're coming from 5 to 7, they will be made available tomorrow as well. All right, and the next thing is that the next event for the seniors is on May 14th, which is Panorama Picture. The Panorama Picture is not a part of any of the packages, and we have been posting the link for a while. You pay the Photorama company that does the Panorama Picture directly through the link. The link is also on the Schoology page, the Senior Schoology page, and you can directly pay them for the Panorama Picture, the packages, if you just want the picture, if you want it framed, whatever. It's on average $30 and up. Yeah, $30 and up for that. So it's on May 14th. It'll be taken during the day. And we will have passed out the t-shirts and sweatshirts to those who have purchased them by then so they can wear them, because everyone who is wearing the class t-shirt and sweatshirt is kind of, made to be the center and front part of the photo. And then everyone else who's not, hoping they'll at least maybe wear the class colors, which are black, green, white, gold. Those are the class colors. If they're wearing something in those colors, they'll just kind of be around the perimeter in the photo. So the t-shirts are just $25. So there's a lot of students who don't want to do full packages, but say, well, I'll just get a t-shirt. At least they'll have something, a keepsake, and then also for the day of the photos on May 14th. Again, the link is in the Senior Schoology page. Again, for prom on May 17th, starts at 7, ends at 11:59 at Temple Emmanuel, Beverly Hills on 300 North Clark Drive. If your student is driving, there will be valet parking. We've paid for so much of valet parking already, so it's included. There's also some street parking. Most of the time, students don't drive anymore for safety reasons, and they do end up, if not getting dropped off, doing Uber or even Uber Black. There will be a very nice area for the drop-off right in front of the venue. Any questions about prom? Okay, and also with prom, just know that we do have guidelines, which is why there's a contract, but the students, not only will they check in, they will be bonded down. We, just err on the side of caution and safety for all. They are bonded going inside for security reasons. So it is definitely very organized and secure for their entrance. And then once they come in and they go to leave, they don't get to come back in. So it's not that come in and go out and come in and go out, because we're always concerned that some side partying is going on, and that wouldn't be safe. Let's see, it seems to be some questions now, I guess, about prom. first?
I have one. The panorama picture. I'm sorry, I just got here. It's the
Yeah.
one with all the students, right? The one with
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got you. Sorry, I just got here. I apologize. Thank you.
No worries, the big class picture. And again, if you look on the senior Schoology page, there's a link so you can purchase it. It doesn't come through the school at all, it goes directly.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, and then Sylvia, you had another question?
Yes, Ms. Briscoe, I just wanted to know, can the shirt and the sweaters by chance be available for purchase for tomorrow for the open house? Or, I mean, just like to come up here for the
No,
meeting?
we don't have
Or-
them yet. No,
Oh,
we,
okay.
we don't have them yet.
Okay, and when will they be available to purchase?
I mean, they're available to purchase now through the student store because that's where they're
Oh.
supposed to purchase. But if they're just outright trying to buy them right before we take pictures, it'll be like that. The pictures are being taken on a Wednesday. That Monday we'll have some extras. But really, they should purchase in advance because we want to know their size. And Seed Trap.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to know how do we know if our son or daughter are graduating? Do we get a letter of congratulation from the school? I'm not
No.
sure.
No.
Okay.
You know that they're graduating. You'll want to check on that yourself, but for the most part, if you're not receiving a letter saying sorry, you're not graduating, they are. But if
Okay.
you'd like to know sooner, again, tomorrow from 5 to 7 is open house, parent conference. You can come. You can also email their counselor. You can also email Mr. Pena. I'll put again in the chat for anybody who came in late. I'm going to put Miss Wallace's number. I'm just going to copy it again. I think she might have come off. Miss Wallace is our attendance counselor.
I'll put it again, Ms. Briscoe. I'm still
Oh,
here.
there you are. You're still here. Put it in
Yep,
again.
I'll
First
put it.
piece here. She's also more than willing to help, at least from the academic side and attendance side, to confirm that your student is eligible for graduation.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Claudia Jones, you had a question?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I initially intended to pay for the packet for my daughter, and
Mhm.
I thought that I paid for the whole packet. And when I was going through my receipts, I saw that I still had a little balance on there.
Okay,
Did I miss the packet, or can I pay the remainder to clear
You
the
can
packet? I
pay.
paid.
yeah, deadline is not until Monday.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Will anyone be available from 5 to 7 during parent conference time that can take that payment? Or
That's
what is
not-
a good time to come to the school? Because
Right.
I actually gave my daughter the money today, and she told me no one was in the student store to collect the money. I don't know how true that is,
Right.
but what is a good time
I
for
think
me?
a lot of times they're
myself?
trying to go during class time and they're supposed to go at lunch. And
Wait, I'm sorry.
so
Could you repeat that?
a lot of times the students are trying to pay during class time and they're supposed to pay during lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I do know tomorrow for sure that, well, I'm going to say for sure, our student store actual manager has had an assistant there the last 2 weeks, but they themselves, she herself is supposed to be in person there tomorrow, nutrition and lunch. So it may have been because she was out that the person she had covering her wasn't there sometimes, and I do apologize for that. But tomorrow should be. And if for any reason we get to Monday and something has happened, we will make some alternative arrangements. Like if for some reason she's not here and able to accept Friday and Monday, we'll make some alternatives. We'll talk with the admin and see who else can collect. I'm pretty sure I know who the other one is that can collect. because we do want to make sure you all can take care of that.
One more question. I'm sorry. I'm at work, so I've been in and out of the Zoom. When can I purchase her prom date ticket that he does not attend the school? He's not in high school.
Right. Yeah, same right away. May 5th is supposed to be the deadline as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, Monday, May 5th for packages, senior week, t-shirt, sweatshirt, prom. That's supposed to be the deadline. Again, we may have some extra shirts and sweatshirts after Monday that can be purchased, but will not be able to guarantee the sizes desired. It'll be just kind of what's left over from making this bulk purchase.
Miss Briscoe.
Oh, is that you, Miss?
Yes, I'm sorry. I almost forgot about it. I don't know if you need me or not.
Yes, there was a couple of parents asking for translation, and I thought you might have had another meeting.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot about it. You know that I was there all day, but
No, okay,
I'm
so
over
I'm
here
gonna
already. So.
really, I don't want to keep everyone too long, but if you can just reiterate that all the seniors need to clear in order to participate in activities, their detentions and attendance through the dean's office.
Do you want me to say that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Miss Briscoe dice que todos los estudiantes que se van a graduar tienen que asegurarse de limpiar todas las horas de detención que tienen en el DIN, en los que dan la disciplina.
And they need to get the prom contract from the dean's office.
Y también necesitan tener contrato de la oficina de los que dan la disciplina, de los deans, por favor.
And if they have a date, they also get that date form completed, and it's in the dean's office.
Necesitan completar esa forma y esa forma la van a encontrar en la oficina de los dean, los que dan la disciplina.
The deadline for purchasing senior packages or a la carte items for senior prom and so forth is Monday, May 5th.
El último día para que puedan pagar todos los deudos del senior o cualquier otra cosa que tengan que comprar es el día 5 de mayo, que es creo el lunes.
And the panorama picture, which is the big class photo, is on May 14th. And if they want that, they have to pay separately directly to Photorama. The link is on the Senior Schoology page.
Si los estudiantes desean la fotografía panorámica donde van a estar todos los estudiantes que se van a graduar, tienen que llamar directamente a la compañía de las fotos y eso lo pueden encontrar en el flyer que les han dado, o si no, el estudiante lo puede encontrar también en Schoology. Okay, Miss Briscoe.
Okay. And we'll be taking that photo on May 14th during school.
Esa fotografía se la van a tomar el mayo 14 durante las clases que va a estar ese día. Mayo 14, toman la foto panorámica de todos los estudiantes que se van a graduar.
And that's when everyone wears their t-shirt or their class t-shirt or sweatshirt, or at least the class colors.
Y ese día todos los estudiantes que se van a graduar tienen que tener una camiseta o el sweatshirt, o cuando menos la parte de la escuela que es verde y negro, para que estén tomando esa fotografía mayo 14. Okay.
And there's a question here. I know, I don't think Ms. Karimu came on yet, but there's a parent that's not on Schoology, and they want to know how to connect. Ms. Paredes, you know the best way to tell the parent how to join as a parent to Schoology?
Usually what it is that the students, they know how to do it, but let me tell los papás el papá o los papás que estén preguntando de cómo entrar a Schoology, regularmente sus estudiantes pueden hacerlo, pero si acaso ustedes quieren más información, siempre pueden venir a la escuela, el centro de padres, a hablar con Miss Karimo o la señora Kim, que también es una de las que están encargadas de esa información, y se les va a dar con mucho gusto.
Yes, so there's a specific senior Schoology page. Even if you have your student log on to Schoology, there's always, as soon as they log on, there's announcements all the time too, from like counselors and scholarships and deadlines. And then there's also the senior Schoology page that we made them all members of. So they should be able to go there and see. Question from...
Hay una página especial de Schoology que cuando los estudiantes abren la computadora y ahí está donde dice Schoology, ellos pueden entrar a esa página, o los papás si quieren, junto con el estudiante, y ahí están los anuncios y cualquier otra información que sea necesaria para los estudiantes que se van a graduar.
Okay, I'm going to take this one more question from Alicia Vega, because I do need to get over to the last big thing, which is graduation.
Just two quick questions. Mr. Robles, I believe his name is, he'll be there at the parent conference thing, right, tomorrow? Because I think he's like a counselor, right?
He is the college counselor.
Counselor.
I'm going to assume he's going to be here, but I unfortunately can't give you an affirmative because I haven't spoken to him.
Perfect. One last question. I'm sorry. Didn't parents, I could be wrong though, wasn't there already a package that was paid for a couple months ago by parents for prom and all that? Or was
some parents, but some still have not paid.
Oh, okay, got you. Perfect. Thank you so much.
So if you're one of the ones that did, thank you. Thank you. Before spring break, it was only maybe 50 had paid, which is not even 25% of our seniors.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for those questions. So let me get to graduation, because there may be a lot of questions there, and I'm really not trying to hold you all that much longer. Graduation, first of all, I'm sorry, before I get to graduation, I just have to give a blurb again, and making sure all of you do know that grad night is not something the school is in charge of. In other words, we're not allowed to make it a part of our package. It's not something that the school plans. It's usually done by the parents. And we're fortunate enough that our parent reps have secured the entire process for grad night, which is on June 6th.
Lo que Ms. Briscoe está hablando, dice que lo que hace el grad night, que es cuando van a la montaña mágica, no es parte del paquete, no es algo que el distrito está también haciendo. Lo que pasa, dice, es de que el centro de padres con Miss Karimo y otras personas lo han organizado. Entonces eso se hace con Miss Karimo o con Miss Kim, que es la otra persona que está encargada de ese programa.
And it's $170 for grad night to Six Flags on June 6th. And I'm putting I'm putting in the chat what it includes.
Los $170 que se paga para grad night, que es cuando van a la montaña mágica, va a ser junio 6. Y eso incluye la entrada. La entrada, y dice que también le van a dar comida, tienen un buffet para los estudiantes. Aparte de eso, también tienen la opción de que pueden regresar el resto del año y no van a pagar por la entrada, porque el ticket dice que es para todo el año.
And the grad night, all of the whole clearing detention and attendance and all that, none of that comes into play with this. And the students are able to invite guests, other grades, other schools, whatever, as long as they pay.
la detención o cualquier otra situación que tengan en la escuela para los que se van a graduar no tiene que ver nada con ir a la montaña mágica, que es el Granite. Y también pueden traer un invitado, pero también tiene que pegar el invitado y tiene que traer una información acerca del estudiante si es que va a otra escuela, y eso lo tienen que hacer a través del team, o sea, los que dan la disciplina.
And the deadline for the grad night tickets to be purchased is May 20th.
Y la última vez para que puedan comprar el ticket para ir a la montaña mágica, el Grad Night, es mayo 20.
And because it's not a school thing, you purchase from the parent center or Miss Kim, who's another parent liaison.
Y esto dice que no está ligado con la escuela, con el HUD, sino que tienen que hacerlo pagándolo al centro de padres, que es con Miss Karimu, o también pueden hacerlo con Miss Kim, que es otra de las personas que también están encargadas.
And I've had some students, I even made myself available where they gave me their money and I got it over to Miss Karimu for them, and they picked up their receipt. I can give a receipt too, just from me, but the official receipt will come from Miss Karimu.
Yeah, Miss Briscoe también dice un par de estudiantes le han dado el dinero y ella les dio, para Grad Night, ella les dio un ticket, pero en realidad el ticket formal va a ser el que Miss Karimu les dé, y ellos tienen que tener ese ticket para cuando vayan a ir, Miss Karimu se los va a pedir cuál es el ticket, el nombre, y todo esto va a estar ahí anotado.
Okay, and you will see I put in the chat, graduation is June 9th at the Bovard Auditorium at USC at 9 a.m.
Como ustedes pueden ver, ahí Miss Briscoe puso de cuándo va a ser la graduación. Va a ser junio 9 y va a ser en el auditorio de USC, la universidad que está allá por la Jefferson. That's on Jefferson, right, Miss Briscoe?
Yes, Jefferson.
The USC? Uh-huh,
Yeah.
on Jefferson.
Near Figueroa, but yeah, between Exposition
Y cerca de Figueroa.
Yeah, between
Yeah,
Exposition and
Jefferson y
Jefferson.
Exposition, más o menos es donde está. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yep. Each student will receive 2 free tickets. Then
Y cada
3
estudiante va a recibir 2 boletos
then 3 tickets are held
gratis.
in each student's name to purchase for $15 each.
Okay,
And
y 2
I-
boletos más van a estar para que los estudiantes los compren por 3 boletos van a ser apartados para cada estudiante que los compren, y cada boleto va a costar $15.
And after that, because I know there's some families that will want more, we won't know in that very first when we're allocating the tickets, but as soon as we know there is more available, there will be an announcement and more available for purchase. However, being that it's a Monday at 9 a.m., we will have it live streamed.
Como la graduación va a ser el lunes 9, ahorita solamente se dice que 2 tickets son gratis para los estudiantes, 3 van a estar disponibles para que los compren, pero a medida que va acercándose el tiempo, ellos les van a dejar, si acaso los familiares quieren comprar más tickets, les van a dejar saber si hay más tickets disponibles y ustedes lo puedan comprar.
We will begin to sell those tickets and start to give out the tickets. Sorry, I have it right here in my date. We're shooting for the week of the 19th, but at the latest we're shooting for Monday the 19th, I should say, but it might end up being a little later of that week, but it'll be the week of the 19th.
May 19?
Yes.
Ok, dice que ellos están pensando que para que la compra de los tickets adicionales se pueda hacer hasta mayo 19, pero quizás se pueda hacer un poquito después, pero eso les van a dejar a saber con tiempo.
And the parking there is $20, but we do suggest a lot of people use the Expo train.
Y el estacionamiento cuesta $20, pero ellos están sugiriendo que es mejor si usan el tren, ya que pasa ahí en esa dirección y cerca de la universidad.
And for anyone who doesn't know, the reason why we don't have it at the park where we're just open to everyone is the park is going under construction. They were behind because of the fires, and there was no way the grounds were going to be, they don't allow the graduation there. The grounds there's a problem with the grounds.
Y si alguno de ustedes se está preguntando por qué no se hizo la graduación en el parque como otras veces, es debido a que no han arreglado la pista. Debido a los incendios que hubo, hay un atraso y por eso no se pudo hacer ahí en ese lugar como se ha hecho otros años. Did you put something on the chat, Ms. Briscoe?
Someone put a question. How do they pay for the extra tickets? It will also be done at the student store.
Si ustedes quieren saber cómo pueden pagar por los boletos extra, tienen que hacerlo a través de la tienda del estudiante en la escuela Dorsey.
As of right now, once we know how many extra tickets we have and when it's announced for any extra tickets, because the place does have a capacity, it will be a first come, first purchase for the additional tickets. But
hasta ahorita,
please stand by for more details on that. We're trying to make it as fair and accessible as possible.
Hasta ahorita, los boletos extra que están para venderse, dice, van a darlos a las primeras personas que vengan. Y si hay más, entonces ellos les van a anunciar a ustedes para que ustedes estén al tanto y si desean obtener más boletos lo puedan hacer. Y la graduación es el junio 9 a las 9 de la mañana.
Yeah, and it will be live streamed. So a lot of families can, extend that so that other members can watch the graduation. I know it may not be as hype and celebratory as it is in person, but we had a very hard time finding a venue that was available, and unfortunately only so many, but it'll be done by tickets, so that way it's not an issue of people standing outside pushing each other, pushing and shoving, trying to get in. It is by ticket only.
También van a poder ver la graduación por video, aunque claro, no es lo mismo que uno esté en persona, pero debido a que solamente tiene cierta capacidad el auditorio de USC, entonces por eso solamente se está haciendo de esta forma. No quieren que tampoco haya tanta gente que se estén empujando, se estén maltratando por eso, y solamente si lleva ticket puede entrar y si no, pues no va a poder.
Lola, you had another question.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, just so I'm clear, I'm not confused. So it's a total of 5 tickets per student.
Yes, we're putting to the side 5 tickets per student. First 2 free, the next 3 they can purchase. But there are some students. So right now on our roster, there's 216 students. However, not all 216 are going to graduate. So that's how it's put aside right now. As we start to see who's not going to culminate, be able to participate in the ceremony, or even just they didn't complete their requirements, we'll know about the extra tickets. There's also some students who only need the 2 free. They don't have the extended amount of guests that's going to come or be available to come on a Monday morning at that time. So we will be allocating the first part, like, the first week and a half, let's say, and then we'll make the announcement, okay, these are available. It might be that week before.
La pregunta de la persona era de que si eran solamente cinco boletos. Miss Briscoe dice que sí, porque los estudiantes hasta ahorita son 260 de los que se van a graduar, pero quizás no todos lleguen a la graduación debido a que no han terminado sus asignaturas, entonces, o quizás algunos solo necesitan 2 tickets, los cuales van a ser gratis. Si hay personas que quieren más tickets, pues los van a tener que comprar, pero van a tener que esperarse a que escuchen el anuncio, y si hay tickets adicionales y los quieren comprar en ese momento, pues ellos son los que se van a hacer los primeros en obtenerlos.
So once again, it is on June 9th, 9 a.m., Boulevard Auditorium, USC.
Una vez más, dice que va a ser en junio 9 a las 9 de la mañana y va a ser en el auditorio de USC, junio 9.
And I put it in the chat again, too.
Y lo acaba de poner también para que ustedes lo vean. Junio 9 a las 9 de la mañana en el auditorio de USC. Okay?
Yep. So this is our last meeting. If you do, however, have additional questions or concerns, I'm putting in the chat my email and my classroom phone number.
Miss Briscoe dice que este es el último, la reunión. Si ustedes tienen más preguntas o quieren más información, ella está poniendo su correo electrónico y el número de teléfono de la escuela, de su salón de clases.
Okay, any other questions?
I have
otra pregunta?
I have one tiny question. Let's say there's a D student right now. Does he have until a certain time to pick up the grade to a C?
Every teacher is going to be different. So just know that 15-week grades are due this Friday. And
Okay.
like in my case, 2
Yeah.
weeks from now is it. That's it. I don't have time
Okay,
to correct all the work. So yeah.
So you would suggest to try to get everything in by this Friday?
Yes, or if you find out coming tomorrow or from this report card within a week. That's
Within
it.
a week.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
because and some teachers don't take late work.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Every teacher is different. Feel free to reach out to the teachers. Send them an email. Send them a Schoology message. Now is the
Perfect.
time to be as aggressive as you need to be in the next week or
Perfect.
two. Because after that,
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I like your
Thank you so much.
question because I do understand. We want them to graduate. We want them to culminate. You know how excited me as an alumni would love to say we had 100%. It's just unfortunate it
Yeah.
doesn't happen that way. And we've been begging this kid. I only been back to work in person since March 10th, and I have been begging seniors, please do whatever you need to do so you can culminate.
Perfect.
So
Thank you
please
so much.
join us on that. We appreciate it.
Perfect.
I know it's hard
Thank
for
you.
people to do. So
Thank
thank you
you.
all. If there aren't any other questions, I will let you all enjoy what few hours are left of this Wednesday. And we look forward to celebrating with you and your seniors.
I'm sorry
Any
to
other
interrupt. I got here a little late. So the question about the D. So no D's for graduation, right?
Ms. Wallace, are you on? I think Ms. Wallace is already off. You know, there's been a back and forth with those, and I think it's in certain classes. I think if they got a D, it would be accepted in, let's say my class is an elective, it might be accepted, but I believe the core classes is not.
Okay, that's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
But please feel free to reach out to the counselor to clarify. And I
Ms.
can put
Wallace?
it. Yeah, I don't think Ms. Wallace is on anymore. What I'm going to do is put her number again